Let's take you live to this now. Gauteng Health MEC Nomathemba Mokgethi facing official questions at the legislature on the spending of money by the Tembisa Hospital that whistleblower Babita Deokaran flagged as possibly fraudulent. The department's CFO, Lerato Madyo, has been suspended together with Tembisa Hospital CEO Mthunzi. Let's take you there live. The Gauteng Premier is on the podium.
In our country, when they have identified that what they are dealing with essentially is a national security risk. We believe very strongly that what we are dealing with is a national security risk. So that is on the question of crime, on the issues of lifestyle audits. Today I answered a question in the legislature. The Gauteng Provincial Executive Committee, members of our executive committee in Gauteng have been undergoing lifestyle audits. We are at a point where we have now made a choice that we actually want what I explained as gold standard. We want the not just the work. The agency has done its work about verifying assets, confirming incomes of people, but we want them to conclude this with what we call the gold standard, that our members of the executive committee will go through a process that will enable them to get a full top secret security clearance, having done that. That's very important because we think, having started, we are a province amongst we're two provinces that have done the lifestyle audits in the way President Ramaphosa has prescribed. That's Gauteng and the Eastern Cape. The Western Cape did it differently. They appointed a private company. But we want, so the end process of this is that all the MECs will also do a polygraph test. That's the final end of the process. Everything else has been done. The State Security Agency has completed the work they have done. The polygraph test is very important for us. It's what we call the gold standard. In other words, after doing everything else, we want, as the Gauteng Provincial Executive Committee, to set a precedent that, in fact, even before people are appointed in the Executive Committee, they must undergo lifestyle audits that does all the full assessments of their income and assets, and that is, but also to assess the fullness of their competence as people who are going to. It is done in other countries, as you may know. So this gold standard, what we say. So what they have done so far, we feel it is not. It's a basic thing. I called it in the legislature as minimum. Checking the assets of people and their incomes, it's minimum, including, but we want a full gold standard, the highest of which will be that they will be issued with a top secret security clearance, which is not about, it's not about only about security-related issues. Is that the people who are in these offices have absolutely no question about their integrity and to uphold that higher standard of ethics. So we were the first, together with the Eastern Cape, to use this process. So I reported in the legislature today that the state security, after all the MECs voluntarily said, we want the highest. We have completed this, but we want the highest, what I call the gold standard of having gone through the lifestyle audits, because you don't want somebody later to find that someone, like we have seen in another province, where someone later's qualifications were questioned, but they had gone through some lifestyle audit and that was not picked. That's why we want the gold standard of everything. It includes qualifications. If you claim you have these qualifications, they will be verified. It includes if you are involved in any crime, for that matter. It's not just income and expenditure. It's not just whether you have a conflict of interest, but are you involved in any criminal activity? That's the gold gold standard. You're not involved, so it includes checking tax compliance. Are you paying your tax? So that's the gold standard. When that is, so the State Security Agency has done that. The only thing that they are going to be completing is a polygraph test that they are doing. They are scheduling them in September. And I was reporting to the legislature that we are setting the highest standard possible. And it's worth, given where our country is in dealing with the challenges of corruption, the challenges of malfeasance, given where our country is worth a standard setting for ourselves, the gold standard of it all, that must go through the highest possible, not just what the officials have gone through, that the political leadership, as I say, just verifying assets and income and expenditure, it's not good enough. That has been done, it's the minimum. We want to be sure that the leadership that is leading our province, so that part is the scheduling of the polygraph test is something that the State Security Company is doing with our MECs, and they did say that in September they will be done. The last issue I want to talk to is the Department of Health. You know that we have taken a decision through proper government processes in the department, with the support of the Office of the Premier in accordance with the law, to put on precautionary suspension the CEO, firstly the CFO, and these decisions were taken in accordance with the law. Is the head of department who acts to suspend the officials that immediately report to her. But it is something that we are very serious. The allegations that have been leveled against the CFO and the CEO of Tembisa are serious enough that they have been referred to the Special Investigating Unit. And in our view, the Special Investigating Unit in the Republic has been doing the kind of work that really leads to consequence management. There's no swifter action we could effect. They've dealt with many of these corruption cases, PPE cases, and last week they through government processes, proper government processes, this matter was referred to them. We are very concerned about these allegations and how they have a bearing on the case of our outstanding public servant who perished by standing up, by being upright. Ms. Babita Deokaran was taken out by organized crime. And as far as we are concerned, earlier on we're talking about these organized gangsters who are involved in illegal mining and other crimes. Corruption is also organized crime. You have people there who will stop at nothing to try and intimidate and take out those officials who stand up for the right thing. And for that reason, we want to ensure that there's protection of witnesses. There's only so much that can be done. I reported last week already that our head of department was sent threats through an email. The police are attending to her safety and security as a matter of priority. And we have since had several officials, even on that matter, coming forward to say that they would like the investigators to look at things that they will advise, but they need protection too. So the protection of witnesses and whistleblowers is extremely important in the fight.
Okay, we apologize. We lost a picture there. But that's it for the agenda today. Thank you so much for staying with us in the past 3 hours.